What's crack-a-lackin', everybody? Thomas here from Getting My Life Back, the channel dedicated to a real person's weight loss experience. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Thomas. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and I started the year off at 326.6 pounds. I'm currently as of March 25th, 285 pounds. So down over 40 and feeling really good about myself. Losing 40 pounds in 3 months has been great. It's been a blessing for me. A lot of the clothes that I wear are too big and too loose. Not a bad problem to have. I'm feeling really good about myself, feeling a lot lighter, a little bit more sort of confident. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to condense the five things that I wish I knew about losing weight. This has kind of been building, and things are shuffled and changed around and moved up and moved down in these 3 months. I'm sure that when I do this video again, after probably about a year, it will have changed. But 40 pounds down is what I've got to show for it. I'll put a picture of me now and a picture of me then, right there. And so you guys can see for yourselves. He's by no means perfect, but looking a heck of a lot better, certainly a heck of a lot healthier than he was in the beginning of the year. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to start this off, kind of just list off everything and give you guys the reasons why. Number one, the reason is good things take time, right? This may sound obvious, but I don't think most people understand just what that means, right? So what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of make this a little bit relatable for you guys, because that's the way I work, and hopefully that's the way you guys work as well, right? There are over 110 million YouTube channels at the moment, right? Currently floating in the ether there, up in the internet, up in the interwebs, right? Doing its thing. Out of those 110 million, it's 113.9 million to be precise, only 10 million, quote unquote, 10 million of those have over 1,000 subscribers. Now, of those 10 million, I'm sure a lot of them are just kind of recent ones. I'm sure that most of them are just channels that people have abandoned, right? People started YouTube for the same reason that they wanted to start on a weight loss journey, right? They thought, it'll make my life better, it'll make my life more fulfilling, more rich, and this is what I want. And very quickly, the motivation goes from here, and it just kind of nosedives real quick, right? You start to see results that aren't quite where you want it to be, or you might not even see results at all. And so you start to wonder, where am I going with this? Am I wasting my time? I probably am. Let me just quit while I'm ahead, right? So while that may sound obvious, it's really, really important to just get ingrained in your mind. Things take time. You're okay. You've got nothing but weight to lose, okay? So take that fact, that knowledge that, wait, there's a reason I wanted to lose weight in the first place. Probably because I'm overweight, probably because you're overweight. And remember that every time you want to quit, okay? Good things take time. Number two, you do not need to be miserable, and you do not need to give up on your first failure. Okay, split into two parts, but it's kind of the same thing. Losing weight can be fun. Most people just don't know how to make it fun. People box things up and they look at things with a very narrow tunnel vision where they say, well, I can't have a burger, or I can't have Taco Bell, or I can't have McDonald's. This sucks. It doesn't have to. You can go out and find recipe alternatives. You can go out and cook. You can start going to the grocery store. If you're smart about it, you can have so much fun with it, right? If you want to have a cheat day or a cheat meal or whatever you want, nobody's going to stop you. It's all about making those smart decisions, right? I have had, with the exception of 1 week, nothing but weight loss every week, right? And for that, I'm super grateful. But I'm not going to lie to you and say, well, I just went without everything, because I didn't. I cut back dramatically. right? So every now and then I'll have something that is probably not good for me, but I'll have it because it keeps me happy, it keeps me motivated. And I've learned to value it a lot more. I've learned to value that one burger now that used to be, 3 double cheeseburgers and a Big Mac with a large fry, right? I've learned to value the little things. Oh wait, it's my once a month McDonald's. I'm excited for that. Yeah, there's restriction. Yeah, it's work. Yeah, it's tough, right? But all things in life that are worth doing come at some sort of cost. This is just the cost that we have to pay. The price we have to pay for years and years and years of bad decisions. Sort of point two to that second point is you don't need to give up at the first sign of failure. Okay? A lot of the issues that people have is they see the number either drop very small or they see it rise up just a little bit and they say, screw it, I'm done, I can't do it, I don't want it, this is too much, it's not meant for me, right? That is a load of BS. You know it, I know it, and no matter what you tell yourself, no matter what you want to tell yourself, there's no way of convincing, right? I can be sympathetic to your situation because I know what it's like. But at the end of the day, I have to stop myself and I've got to say, look, you are where you are because you made a mistake. Now, what I can do is I can choose to undo all of those weeks of progress, of dedication, of motivation, of staying eager. I can undo all of that and go back to the way I was. But I need to remember that where I was unhealthy, was dangerous, was sad, ashamed, self-conscious. Now, I'm still all of those things, but just a little bit less than what I was when I started this off. So please, find it in yourself to give yourself that push, that reason to keep going. It will be worth it in the end, trust me. Just losing a fraction of the weight I've had to lose has taught me that it is worth it, that you guys are worth it. Number three, find the cause, find the reason, right? This is something I think a lot of people don't talk about or don't bring up enough. There is a reason that you are overeating. There is a reason that you are overweight. Most of these issues stem from deeper traumas or past issues, right? They might not necessarily all be traumas, right? Mine was kind of a combination of both. It was definitely trauma, but I also grew up in a family. And I'm sure that there's going to be a few of you that as soon as I say this, they'll be like, yes, I know that, right? Where your parents, whether that's your mom, whether that's your dad, encouraged you to finish your dinner. And my mom and dad, they made a lot of food and big heaping piles. And they said, okay, I want to see a happy plate, right? That's what it was like for me as a kid, right? I want to see a happy plate. And so you'd feel this obligation to eat. And oftentimes you were bulking full at the end, at which point I already know that's not good. You should not be that full. But you need to find out what's going on and you need to work at that. If there is a trauma, whether it is as a result of bullying and depression and anxiety, it is so important to find those reasons and to work on those reasons, right? It is so important to stop yourself and say, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I acting the way that I am? So where we are as adults, as teenagers, as people, we're given a lot of free choice, a lot more than I think we sometimes realize, right? We have the power, the capability to go out to a grocery store and buy 25,000 calories worth of food and eat it in one sitting. I'm not saying that that's what we do, but we have that power. And a lot of us, we have built food up as a crutch. to deal with, to band-aid some of that trauma that we've experienced in our earlier lives, or maybe even in our current lives as well. People use alcohol for the same reason. They use drugs for the same reason. They smoke cigarettes and chew tobacco for the same reason. Find out why and do what you can to kind of come up with a strategy to combat that. Whether that is starting to really work on your friends group, whether that is starting to pick up a hobby, a sport, just anything, whether it's modeling, whether you like playing soccer or football or just sitting there watching something. The food is great, tastes wonderful. But if you're just sitting there just eating and eating and eating and binging and binging and binging, that is taking a problem that is already a big problem, and it's just magnifying that, it's amplifying that. And that's the scary part about this is most progress, whatever progress it is, whether it is good progress or whether it is bad progress, is gradual. You won't see it on the first day, maybe not even the first week, maybe not even the first month, but I guarantee you that if you keep up a habit, whether good or bad, you will slowly start to see a change. So try and make that change a good one. Try and work on what's in here. You guys are worth it. Absolutely. I think you guys are great. And I think you guys are absolutely worth it. So my next point is this. Bear with me for a moment. Don't start burning down the channel here. But most people are good. I know that when you look at things like Reddit and Quora threads and look on social media, you sometimes wonder, is this where humanity is headed? It is really difficult to detach yourself from the fake reality that is social media. It's difficult to do because that is the fake reality that we find ourselves in so often throughout the day. I'm in it myself all the time. Facebook, I'm on YouTube. I'm looking at all sorts of things on Quora, and I have found and seen it myself. People can appear to be really, really toxic, but the big but here, most people are good. I was on a hike last year with my wife, and I was big. I was real big. And I was going up this trail, which was not very difficult. The trail, though, was something that I just had to do. I just had to get up there. And I knew that I couldn't do it. I was telling myself, Thomas, you can't do it. You're not worth it. You're not going to get there. It's not going to happen, so don't even try. And I stopped a few times. And I'll admit it, there were a couple of times where I got a little teary-eyed and said, you know what, I'm not going to be able to carry on. I can't do it. It's just not going to happen. I no joke, no BS here. There were easily 10 to 15 people that stopped and said, you know what, you can do it. You're doing a great job. Great job, man. You know, you're on fire. There's a couple of, ones that aren't really sort of PG on here. But all of them were positive. And you can focus on what you know or what you think you know. I could imagine that there were a few of the folks walking by saying, oh, look at this Lardy. He's not going to make it up there, right? And that's a really easy thing to fall into. But you got to focus on the positives because there's so many out there. Most people are good. Most people want to help you. And I guarantee you there is somebody in your circle of friends or your circle of family who is there and who just wants to help and wants to see you succeed. And even if that's just somebody to talk to and say, I had a good day today, or I had a rough day, I feel like crap. They are so important to have these people. So just hold on to that and try and find that rock, that person that can just be there on those days where it's tough for you. My final point is Goals. You need to set yourself goals. It is great to say to yourself, I want to lose weight. But what is losing weight? You could lose a pound, you could lose an ounce, and you could say, I've lost weight. There you go. Giving yourself a fixed goal is what's going to get you moving across on this journey, right? Fixed goals. Places where you can stop and say, wow, and then turn around and look at what you've done and say, that's where I came from. That's where I was. I'm really close. Look at this. It's right there. That's awesome, right? Goals are incredibly important for this weight loss that I've been working toward. I have kind of three goals. I got short, medium, and long term. So my short term, just as an example for what I've used, right? My short term would be to go a week without soda. When I first started, that was my biggest problem. It was soda. It was an addiction to soda, and I've gone weeks now without soda. So just find a little one. It could be a week of walking every day. Just walk every day for a week, something like that. It doesn't have to be very far, right? And then you've got you're kind of your midterm, like your medium term goals, which are think monthly or maybe even quarterly. So one, it's 3 months, right? Which is, hey, by the end of this month, I will be in a smaller pair of pants, for example, right? My waist size when I started this was 44. I'm currently down to 30. 42, 44, currently down to between a 40 and a 38, right? So I've lost at least 2 inches off my waist, possibly more, but it just depends on the pan, right? And then you got your long term, which is annually and beyond. That's what I've kind of classed it as, which is beyond is get to that healthy weight and maintain it, or get myself to a good blood pressure and maintain it. That is what a long-term weight loss is. You got to give yourself lots of little goals, lots of kind of small goals to get towards, because those little things that you can celebrate and say, that's I did that. That is going to give you the fuel to keep going when you're 8 months in, 9 months in, to say, yeah, you know what, I'm here. I'm doing so well. So goals, short, medium, and long-term goals. Do it. And then I also came up with like a this is like a bonus one. This is just kind of information that I thought you guys might appreciate. There are literally endless resources available. And there are people out there on Reddit, on Quora, on YouTube, and you can find some incredible support. I know I have with some of the viewers on this channel, folks on here who just want to see you succeed, and they will give you advice, and they will give you tips and tricks and how-tos, and people just want you to do well. That kind of ties into most people are good, but I wanted to use kind of YouTube as a whole, or Reddit or Quora. You can type in pretty much any question related to anything and get an answer. How can I safely lose weight? How can I lose weight in the winter? How can I lose weight in the summer? How can I be more active at my desk job, right? There is no end to the things that you can look up, right? We have all of these things, these incredible phones on which I'm recording these videos, right? And we can choose, do we want to waste time? Do we want to watch stupid videos of boats jumping out of water, or cute videos of dogs with fluffy ears, right? What do we want to spend our time on? Maybe if you're spending 2 or 3 hours a day on your phone, which is very, very possible, maybe take an hour of those 2 or 3 or 4 hours and put it towards bettering yourself. Right? As you lose weight, as you shed the poundage, you're going to think and you're going to want other things. And you're going to want to try and find other other means by which you can grow and improve and get better. So do it. There's nothing and nobody stopping you. A year ago, if you would have told me, Thomas, you're going to be starting a YouTube channel here pretty soon, and you're going to have 130 subscribers. Thank you guys very much, by the way. You're going to have 130 subscribers, and you're going to have a whole bunch of people watching. I would have said, yeah, no, I'm not really that photogenic, which, hey, I mean, I guess maybe. But over the past 48 hours, right, and this is this is huge to me. I have 242 views. 242 people want to see my videos. 242 people, hopefully, think that my videos have value. I wouldn't have even thought of doing this a year ago. You don't know what your year is going to look like. A year ago, I would not have thought that I would have been starting a new job, but I did. I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm uncomfortable now already losing this weight, cutting back on everything. Let's just go full send and make this a crazy year. That's what it takes. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But do it for yourself. Go through those hard times. Believe me, you'll come out better on the other side. No matter how bad it gets, just remember, it could always be worse. And if you do things for the right reason, 9 times out of 10, they have a way of working themselves out. So I hope as an extra video, this was helpful to you. I hope that with this being an extra video, that it's not hitting you guys with too many things to watch. But I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, you guys are all, you keep me going. You really do. So thank you very much. From my house to yours, from my house to your house, apartment, wherever that may be. Please take care. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Enjoy. Make good decisions. Live the best life you can because you only get one. So take care. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.